The begins with a melancholic tone, as if the narrator is reminiscing about a painful experience. Oh, dear friends, I'm still trying to process the catastrophe that befell me at Heroes Hotel Manila, Manila. It's a story of broken dreams, shattered expectations, and a profound sense of disillusionment. As I sit here reflecting on the events that transpired, I'm reminded of the wise words of my grandmother who always said, "A hotel is not just a place to rest your head, but a sanctuary for the weary soul." How I wish Heroes Hotel Manila, Manila had lived up to those words. As I arrived at the hotel, I was greeted with a sense of unease. The location, dear friends, was a nightmare. The streets were congested, the air was thick with pollution, and the noise from the games room was deafening. It was as if the hotel was situated in a vortex of chaos. I should have known better, but I proceeded with caution, hoping against hope that the hotel would prove me wrong. But alas, my hopes were dashed upon the rocks of disappointment. The check-in process was a farce. The staff, bless their souls, seemed as lost as I was. They explained that I couldn't check in early, despite my room being ready, because of some arcane policy that defied logic. I was left to languish in the lobby, a homeless soul with luggage in tow, while they deliberated on the intricacies of their booking system. The incompetence was staggering, and I couldn't help but wonder if they were intentionally trying to inconvenience me. As I finally gained access to my room, I was met with an affront to all that is good and holy. The room was a closet, a tiny, suffocating space that seemed to shrink with each passing moment. The air conditioning was a distant memory, a relic of a bygone era. The trash, oh, the trash. It was as if the previous occupants had declared war on cleanliness, leaving behind a trail of destruction that would make a Buddhist monk weep. And don't even get me started on the ants, dear friends. Those insidious creatures crawled over every inch of my body, leaving me feeling like a specimen in a sadistic scientist's experiment. But I digress. The room was a disaster, a catastrophe of epic proportions. The Wi-Fi, a crucial amenity in this digital age, was a myth, a fleeting promise that never materialized. The soundproofing, if you could call it that, was non-existent. I was treated to a symphony of noise, a cacophony of snoring, laughing, and merrymaking that pierced my eardrums like 1,000 daggers. And the breakfast, oh, the breakfast. A paltry selection of stale bread and congealed butter, served with a side of disdain and indifference. As I navigated the labyrinthine corridors of Heroes Hotel Manila, Manila, I encountered a cast of characters that seemed to have stepped out of a bad sitcom. The owner, Manny, was a holier-than-thou figure, a self-proclaimed deity who treated his staff like serfs and his guests like cattle. The staff, bless their souls, were either clueless or complicit in the hotel's downfall. Nico, the cocky breakfast server, seemed to take pleasure in watching me squirm, his smarmy grin a constant reminder of the hotel's inadequacies. Dear friends, I implore you, do not, I repeat, do not fall prey to the false promises of Heroes Hotel Manila, Manila. It's a trap, a siren's song that will lure you in with its cheap prices and flashy facade, only to leave you stranded in a sea of despair. Take it from me, a seasoned traveler who's seen the worst of humanity. This hotel is a nightmare, a never-ending cycle of disappointment and disillusionment. So, dear friends, I ask you, what's your experience been like with Heroes Hotel Manila, Manila? Have you too suffered at the hands of their incompetence? Share your stories, your anger, and your frustration. Let us rise up, a chorus of discontent, and demand better from these institutions that claim to serve us. Pause, sometimes I wonder what would happen if we as consumers held.
Here's the businesses near Heroes Hotel Manila, Manila, a world of disappointment and frustration. As I dive into the reviews, I'm filled with a sense of dismay, like a rainy day without an umbrella. It seems that Robinsons Place Manila, a popular mall in the area, has a security team that's as useful as a chocolate teapot. They're more concerned with collecting parking fees than helping lost visitors, leaving them feeling stranded and helpless. Add to that the questionable customer service, and you're left wondering if they're running a business or a circus. But wait, it gets better. The mall's washrooms are a luxury you'll have to pay for because who needs free toilets, right? It's like they're saying, hey, we're going to charge you to pee and you'll like it. And don't even get me started on the ridiculous rules and long lines, making you feel like a lab rat in a maze. Saddle Row Rockwell, a fitness studio, has a unique approach to customer service. Ignore their concerns and pretend they don't exist. It's like they're playing a game of hide and seek, but instead of seeking, they're just hiding behind poor excuses. Now let's talk about Royal Indian Curry House, a restaurant that's as authentic as a fake moustache. Overpriced, underseasoned, and poorly managed, it's a culinary nightmare. Imagine paying top dollar for a meal that's as bland as a plain cracker, and then being charged extra for VAT and service charge. It's like they're laughing all the way to the bank, while you're left crying in your chicken tikka masala. Meal Cafe, a Korean-inspired coffee shop, is a mystery wrapped in an enigma. With reviews that are as sparse as a desert, it's hard to say what to expect. But one thing's for sure, the staff seems as friendly as a cat in a bathtub. Xylo at the Palace, a nightclub, is the ultimate party pooper. With a dress code that's as strict as a Victorian grandmother and bouncers who are as friendly as a Doberman Pinscher, you'll feel like you're in a bad episode of Club Kids. Add to that the exorbitant prices and poor service, and you'll be left wondering why you bothered. Cultura Filipino Manila, the SM store, is a cultural experience that's as dull as a butter knife. With a staff that's as knowledgeable as a kindergartner about Filipino culture, you'll leave feeling like you've learned nothing new. Last but not least, Dr. Wine Poblacion Makati, a wine bar, is a disappointment wrapped in a bottle. With poor service, overpriced drinks, and a kitchen that closes earlier than a teenager's bedtime, you'll be left feeling like you've been robbed. In conclusion, businesses near Heroes Hotel Manila, Manila, are like a box of chocolates. You never know what kind of disappointment you'll get. So travelers, beware, take a deep breath and try not to expect too much.
You know, I was looking into crimes near Heroes Hotel Manila, Manila, and oh my, it's like a hotspot for scammers. Businesses near Heroes Hotel Manila, Manila are like super sneaky, you know. They'll take your money and run, or worse, steal your personal info. Like, what's wrong with people, right? So there was this one incident where 6 foreigners got arrested in a condo in Manila, Manila, which is super close to Heroes Hotel Manila, Manila. They were hacking into people's bank accounts, transferring funds to their own accounts. Can you believe it? I mean, I'm guessing the victims were like totally unsuspecting tourists who just wanted to enjoy their vacation near Heroes Hotel Manila, Manila. They probably didn't even notice their money was gone until it was too late. And then there's this other incident where 39 people got arrested in Manila, Manila, again, super close to Heroes Hotel Manila, Manila. They were running an online scam hub targeting people with romance scams. Like, who does that? They're just preying on people's emotions, making them fall in love with fake personas, and then asking for money. It's so wrong. I predict the victims were like lonely tourists who were looking for connection, and these scammers just took advantage of them. And let me tell you, there was this other raid in Parac in Manila, which is still pretty close to Heroes Hotel Manila, Manila. They arrested Chinese and Korean nationals who were running scam operations, selling fake goods and offering fake services. Like, can you imagine? You're walking around, enjoying the sights near Heroes Hotel Manila, Manila, and then some person approaches you, offering you a great deal on a fake watch or something. It's so frustrating. I predict the tourists were like trusting people who just want